Hi, and welcome to yet another number one. This week's guest is Ollie Tunmer, a brilliant Brighton-based musician who has worked with Stomp and the Lost and Found Orchestra. He's had a fantastic career, which he's going to tell you about, and his love of music and his enthusiasm is extremely obvious. I've known Ollie since we were in youth orchestra together over 20 years ago here in East Sussex. And he knows our school, he knows King's Academy Ringwood because he did one of his teacher training placements here too. As well as being an amazing musician, Ollie's an incredible entrepreneur. He started his own company 5 years ago, Beat Goes On, and has found national and international success with his body percussion workshops and projects. There was a time during the first lockdown where people's days went Joe Wicks, Ollie Tunmer. If you haven't seen the videos that I've shared, then you may well have been lucky enough to do a live workshop with him, and he's someone that I really hope that we'll see at King's Academy Ringwood this year. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any feedback, please let me know, and if you think you'd like to be a guest or you know someone that would, contact me on the email address below.
Hello guys, my name is Ollie Tunmer and I'm a drummer and a percussionist and director of a percussion workshop company called Beat Goes On, hence the t-shirt. I started drumming when I was about 10 or so, and I kind of come from, I guess, what's regarded as a musical family, kind of very much encouraged from the word go, and through kind of combination of private drum lessons and taking part in various courses and percussion ensembles and youth orchestras and the like that the music service was running. I got into music, and that was kind of what took a key part of my teenage years. I went to Kingston University to study music performance, and while I was there I got really into Afro-Brazilian percussion, so samba and the like, and then went to Brazil just after I graduated and ended up playing in the Rio de Janeiro Carnival, which was amazing. And then I joined a band when I got back, a band in Brighton called Carnival Collective, who are still going and are kind of known for kind of samba, but with kind of drum and bass and hip hop and various other bits and bobs, and kind of played with them for about 10 or 15 years, which was great. Also during that time though, I was very fortunate enough to be a cast member of the hit show Stomp, that you may be aware of, the guys with the bins and the brooms. And I toured a little bit with them. Toured kind of around Europe mostly, but also Sydney Opera House, which was amazing. And that was with their sister show, the Lost and Found Orchestra, which you could kind of check clips out of online. I also did the London show of Stomp as well. And then when I kind of did with that, I ended up kind of a couple of years as a classroom music teacher, including a placement at Ringwood Community College, as it was known then. And then since then, I kind of then was a secondary music teacher in London for a couple of years, but then decided my kind of interest really lay in percussion workshop delivery. So I've been doing the Beat Goes On thing for 5 years or so, but drawing upon my experiences in Stomp and various other bits and bobs. The tune I have selected for you is by a Canadian singer-songwriter called Patrick Watson, and it's a live version actually of a song of his called Beijing, which is ace, and I particularly like it for the percussion, which is played by a guy called Robbie Custer. I don't think Robbie Custer plays with Patrick Watson anymore, but it's a I'm always interested, being a drummer, in not so much kind of raw drumming, although I do like a little bit of that, but more kind of, I describe it as kind of melodic drumming, which doesn't really make any sense because mostly drums, they're not necessarily tuned to particular notes, but you'll see what I mean. The drum kit part itself is kind of quite cool and fast and an interesting groove, but then there's bits that he plays like pots and pans and all sorts of cymbals, and kind of cymbals that are a little bit trashy and not particularly well looked after, but they sound quite cool. And you'll see it, and also in this case the band are accompanied by kind of bits of an orchestra, so it's got a bit of a kind of an orchestral symphonic feel to it, really percussive and syncopated and interesting use of percussive sounds. It's lovely fun, and he's also really good live, kind of fascinating to watch and to listen to live, so if you get a chance to do so, check him out. Hope you enjoy Patrick Watson, Beijing.